Over everything in between, rushing and flooding till all of a sudden you're washing all over me. 'Cause your love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing to the deep blue sea. Your love is never ending, gleaming like a river flood. Mercy's overflowing, streaming from your precious blood. Blessings from a fountain spilling like the roaring tide. Overwhelm my spirit like swimming in the ocean wide. Love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing from the lazy stream, tumbling through the mountains, moving through the valleys, over everything in between, rushing and a flooding till all of a sudden you're washing all over me. 'Cause your love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing to the deep blue sea. Well, your love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing from the lazy stream, tumbling through the mountains, moving through the valleys, over everything in between, rushing and a flooding till all of a sudden you're washing all over me. 'Cause your love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing to the deep blue sea. 'Cause your love is like a river running and a rolling, flowing to the deep blue sea. When we leave this lowland, we will cross the Jordan, past the chilly torrent. Heaven's joy awaits just beyond the blue horizon, just beyond the starry sky, far above this land of sorrow, way above every tear inside, just a few more miles before us, just a little while to wait. Soon we'll sing redemption's chorus. Heaven's joy awaits. Heaven's breeze is blowing, gently to me calling. I will soon be going through the pearly gates, just beyond the blue horizon, just beyond the starry sky, far above this land of sorrow, way above every tear inside, just a few more miles before us, just a little while to wait. Soon we'll sing redemption's chorus. Heaven's joy awaits. Heaven's joy awaits. Heaven's joy awaits. I'm working on a building. It's a true foundation, holding up the blood-stained banner for my Lord. I never get tired of working on a building, going up to heaven to get my reward. I'm working on a building. It's a true foundation, holding up the blood-stained banner for my Lord. I'm never getting tired of working on a building, working on a building, going up to heaven to get my reward, my reward. I'm going up to heaven to get my reward, my reward. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, happy day. When Jesus washed, 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 when Jesus washed my sins away. Oh happy day, 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 happy day. When Jesus washed, 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 when Jesus washed my sins away. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. You taught me how to watch and pray every day, and we'll rejoice, rejoice every day, every day. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, happy day. When Jesus washed, 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 when Jesus washed my sins away. Ooh. Oh happy day. Ooh. Come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And you walk with me, and you talk with me, and you tell me I am your own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Ooh, oh. You speak, and the sound of your voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that you gave to me within my heart is still ringing. And you walk with me, and you talk with me, and you tell me I am your own, and the joy we share
Good morning. So, the title of today's message is Envy. Genesis 4. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth or angry, and his countenance fell, or he had a kind of a sad face. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why are you upset? Why is your countenance fallen? If you do good, you'll be rewarded or accepted. And if you do not good, then sin lies at the door. And unto you shall be his desire, and you shall rule over him. So in this story, Cain is envious of his brother Abel, because for whatever reason, God seems to be paying attention to Abel and not to Cain. So the word envy from Webster's dictionary is pain or uneasiness, mortification, or discontent, excited by the sight of another's superiority or success, accompanied with some degree of hatred or malignity, and often or usually with a desire or an effort to depreciate the person, and with pleasure in seeing him depressed. Envy springs from pride, ambition, or love, mortified that another has obtained what one has a strong desire to possess. So the idea there is that envy is when you are upset or you're uncomfortable because you're seeing someone else succeed. And especially you feel envious if that person has succeeded in achieving what you want, like something that you had always wanted. You'd always hoped to do something, and you see another person has it, and you feel envy, you feel kind of angry. And even worse, you're glad if you see that person get hurt or something like that. Matthew 20. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is your eye evil because I am good? This word in Greek is ophthalmos. It means the eye, but especially envy from the jealous side glance. So if you look at this first picture here I did, where you kind of have the happy couple there, I guess, and the envious finger, this jealous side glance is kind of when you're looking at somebody like that sideways. And that's kind of a characteristic of envy. Exodus 20, you shall not covet or envy your neighbor's house. You shall not covet or envy your neighbor's wife or his manservant or his maidservant or his ox or his ass or anything that is your neighbor's. There's a thing called a zero-sum game, which is the idea that like if one person, say, gets a new car, that means you don't have a new car, or you see someone else get married and then somehow that means you're not going to get married, okay? Life is not a zero-sum game, meaning that there's not like a limited amount of happiness or success. Everybody can succeed. Everybody can be happy. Everybody can be married or have a car or whatever, right? So another person's success does not automatically mean our failure. That's a lie that the devil will tell us at times to make us envious. We see someone who's, they've done something good at their house or in their yard or something like that. And we think that because they have that we're not going to have it, like as if we need to take it from them, and that's not true. Maturity or emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize emotions like stubbornness or envy in ourselves. So as regular people, we say, when you get mature that you're going to have, you have certain self-awareness when you're mature. In the business world, they call that emotional intelligence, which is just another word for maturity. But it's a mark of maturity to be able to recognize when you're being stubborn or envious. Like as an example, I might be fixing something at my house, and instead of going to get the proper tool, I try to force it or something, and you're being stubborn. Like it's not working, but you're being stubborn. Or maybe you're planning to do something, and then someone says something to you, and stubbornness rises up in you, and you decide you don't want to do that thing. And that's it's good to recognize when you're being stubborn. Well, envy is the same thing. There have been lots of people in my life that I met them and I didn't like them. Or I would see someone, I'd kind of give them the old side eye, as they say. And the reason for that was envy. It's really a destructive emotion to be envious. And it's like I said, it's maturity to be able to recognize it in yourself. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, that also shall he reap. So we have limited time and energy. Okay, we only have a certain amount of life. We only have a certain amount of time during the day. We need to focus on our own success, not on someone else. When it says that whatsoever man sows, that shall he also reap, that means that you don't have to worry that if your neighbor has some kind of good thing going on, just worry about you getting your good thing going on. If you are thinking about the past, if you're thinking about people that you're envious of, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your emotional money, so to speak, and you only have so much. So try to forget about the people that are next to you that you might be envious of and focus on you doing good at what you're doing, and then you'll reap what you sow. Genesis 26, for all the wells which his father's servant had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them and filled them with earth. So in this verse in Genesis 26, it says, Abraham had dug wells, and the Philistines, or what we call Palestinians nowadays, went and filled them up. No good reason. They're just being envious and hateful, right? So what a silly waste of time to do that. I've heard that in the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians were given so many billions of dollars, and instead of spending that money on making their life better, they decided to buy guns and bombs and dig tunnels and stuff. So, being envious is such a destructive thing because it keeps you from focusing on your own success, and it makes you focus on ruining others. Like, that's what terrorism is about. Terrorists are generally envious, and instead of spending their energy making their own life better, they just want to blow other people's lives up. So the second scripture here, Genesis 30, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said to Jacob, give me children or I die. So Jacob had two wives. He had Rachel and Leah, and Rachel was envious of Leah because she had children and Rachel didn't, okay? So again, this was a source of contention between them regularly. Mark 7, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye or envy, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. These are listing sins, okay? So envy is one of those sins. Genesis 37, and when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. Now this is talking about Joseph, and you've heard of Joseph's coat of many colors. Joseph was like the youngest or the second youngest amongst 12 brothers. And because Joseph was born late, his father kind of spoiled him, and Joseph was kind of probably like, I don't want to say naughty, that's kind of not the right word, but he probably rubbed his brother's nose in it a little bit. He was kind of a spoiled brat, is what the impression that I get. And because of that, that's the reason they hated him. His dad gave him stuff and treated him differently, so they were kind of mean to him. But I think he probably brought it on himself. So the last thought here is that we don't need to be Amish, but you also don't have to strut to provoke people. Now, people that are Amish or Mennonite or Hutterite, they tend to dress very conservatively and live very conservatively because part of their religious practice is that they don't want to make other people envious, okay? Now, we don't need to do that. You don't need to walk around with all the girls wearing the same dresses made out of the same fabric and stuff. If you want to do that, go ahead. But we don't have to be Amish, but at the same time, don't strut around and do things in such a way to make people envious and make them feel bad. Be modest with what we have. So this is the last point I just want to repeat, is that we only have so much time and energy. So we really do want to spend our time focusing on the future and not on being envious of people around us. So that's how we're going to pray today. Jesus, thank you for all that you've given me. Lord, help me to not have envy.
Lord, help me to focus on you and me. Help me wish my neighbors well. And when they're doing good, bid Godspeed. Lord, help me focus on me and what you want me to be doing. Oh Lord, you know the things for which I'm hoping. Help me not to be envious, Lord, but to be listening for what you want me doing. Jesus, thank you for all these things. Amen.